What's going on, guys? It's your boy Burrow77 here to talk about our 8th and final UCL matchup. You know we had to save it for last. It's Real Madrid versus Manchester City, and the disrespect is palpable. Minus 115 at home in the Bernabeu. Are you fucking kidding me? Listen, I know we're up on aggregate. I actually like that Lucas Vasquez isn't going to be available again for this match. We play better without him. I cuss him out all the time. He is a winger who just gets stuck it right back because we need somebody, and he wants, like, I don't know, he might be Dom Prez's nephew or something, the way that this guy finds his way on the team every single year. I know he's an academy product, Madrid's loyal to their guys, but I'm really just sick of looking at him be a complete liability and playing higher up the field than Rodrigo, guys. So with Fetty back there playing right back, I love what Asensio's been bringing. Word is Rudiger has been training. I'm not sure if he's going to be back for this one. So my big thing is, will we see Mendy or Fran Garcia playing left back? I like Fran Garcia. I think that he's really underrated. I think he's got a super good motor on him. I think he's got great get back speed. I think even though he's very short, he's much better at defending corners than Mendy. And I'll tell you right now, Fran Garcia doesn't fluff that wide open shot that fell to Mendy's feet in the 6-yard box. Like, Fran Garcia is too good at shooting and executing and playing offense than Mendy. So whatever. It's not like Mendy's a huge downgrade. I'm just saying I kind of like Fran Garcia better. I think Real Madrid minus 115 at home at the Bernabeu is disrespectful. I think these numbers are all out of whack here. Man City is the underdog, but their money line is better than the draw, which is like 50. It's significantly worse. Madrid's up on aggregate. I really just don't see City coming in here and handling their business. They haven't looked good all season. They needed some help there from Bruges scoring an own goal in a game they were down, in a game where they were facing elimination, and they were down at half to Club Bruges at home in the Emirates. Madrid's minus 700 to advance right now. I'm holding the minus 110 to advance ticket because if you guys remember on Twitter, I said, go find a loan shark, refinance your house, take out high interest loans on your credit card, cash advances, go get a title loan on your truck. Madrid's not losing that game. They didn't. So you should have a lot of money here. Madrid's going through. I think they handled their business in regulation. I'm all about taking the money line here at minus 115. I don't hate both teams to score. I'm not going to try and talk anybody odd playing Holland at plus money. He scored a brace versus us. He's going to take their PKs plus 130 on an anytime goal scorer. Kylian Mbappe plus 100 on anytime goal scorer. The line here for the over-under doesn't make a whole ton of sense to me. Madrid to score 2 is minus 210, and Man City to score 2 is plus money, but the over 3.5 is minus 118. Like, something's just not jiving there. Madrid's line, it probably would have made more sense for me to put the over 2.5 here, but like, it just makes for a clear visual on how something's not jiving here with the totals. So if they think Man City really is more live than the draw, they're probably going to need to score 2 here. So if you want to take the plus 106, if you're a Man City fan and you want to be on that side, that's how I'd play it, because I'm not getting involved at them at plus 270. They don't want to go to extra time, and they certainly don't want to go PKs with Madrid. Not with Courtois in net. Not after what happened last year. So I don't know. I'm all Madrid here. I like minus 115. I'm on them to advance. Please give us something a little less biased.
I'm on City plus a half. For me, I got it even money, and I always like to think, like, what happens at late game situations, right? Like, if Madrid are up late game in this, we know these guys are dropping to a low block. they're probably gonna be letting City have long spells of the ball anyway, because when you have dudes like Vinny and Mbappe, you can destroy this team on the counter. I think
Especially if
that
they're going to high press us like they did last game.
yep, I think if Madrid are up in the 80th minute, we might not see anybody cross that 50-yard mark, which means City are going to be the ones pushing for the goal. Gives me a little bit more outs in terms of having to pick someone to win. I don't need to. I just need to pick draw or better. I don't know what to think of City yet. They aren't good, but it's a lot of weird things that happen. They kind of sometimes neuter themselves in games where it's too much passing, not enough moving. But then sometimes in other games, they try to make these huge, massive movements of players where they're so far out of position, the next guy who's supposed to be covering that space is nowhere to be found. Doesn't work against Madrid. But I did like, and my God, I'm going on record about to say this. I did like the thought process about bringing Stones in, but it didn't last long. Like what they were trying to do didn't last long. Then they got comfortable, and Madrid said, "Oh, you're comfortable now? Boom, we're going to own you." I think this is a draw. I think City have a chance to get something out here, but Madrid doesn't care if it's a draw, right? They're like, we're advancing. So for me, I saw it was a little bit of value. Man, City have just been so lackluster. There's value on them to score twice, but it's so
That's
hard,
my thought
man.
process too. Like looking at the discrepancy between the over under here and the team total over under, I agree. I think there is value on City to score twice here. Plus 106 is a mighty good looking number on them to score twice.
Yeah.
Especially with the later game scenarios like you were talking about. On the road at the Bernabeu, knowing you need goals to go through. Like I can see, I don't know if they can put it together. And like you were saying, I think Pep is just, I think he bought into his own hype a little bit too much. I think that he got a little big for his britches. He was like, okay, well, whatever. We're missing Rodri. We'll figure out how to play football again. But now he's just in his own mental box where I don't think he knows what he's doing, because I haven't seen City play a high line and a high line like that. I think he saw his old Barcelona team beat Madrid twice doing that, and he goes, I'll do what Hansi Flick's doing, and I'll play him like that. Well, you don't have the same talent.
Not even remotely.
Also, it's Champions League. You don't if you want to play that way against Madrid in Champions League, that's on you. Like, nobody on your squad's catching Vinny. Nobody's catching Mbappe. Bellingham's too good. Now, Madrid's not a perfect team. Like, there's a lot of stuff they could do better. But, I think that they're comfortable defending. I think that Fede Valverde makes them better at right back. I think that, whether it's Dani Ceballos or Modric in the midfield, I think Camavinga and Tchouaméni are very, very good players. I think Tchouaméni actually looks great at center back, considering he's a midfielder playing out of position, and he's covering for Vasquez, and he's got Asensio, who was very fresh and young, but now looks like an absolute world beater. He looks like, and I hate to say it, but I really hope Militao comes back from both knees being injured and looks great again, because I thought he was one of the best center backs on the planet when he was healthy, but it's just really tough to come back from 2 knee injuries like that and play center back.
Yeah.
But, again, I think that we have good depth. I don't think we're as injured as people say we are. Let's take a look at just some of these lineups real quick, so you guys can get a visual on what I'm talking about, with Fede playing right back here, Tchouaméni being next to him, Asensio, Mendy or Fran Garcia doesn't super matter to me. To me, I think Fran Garcia is playing better football right now, but Mendy's not a bad player. His 6.6 rating here was deserved because he fluffed a sitter in the 6-yard box and kind of struggled to defend corners as he typically does. I thought Ceballos played great, especially in his defensive actions. I am not with the guys on Twitter who say that Danny Ceballos is fitting into the Tony Cruz role perfectly. No, the fuck he's not. Have you seen him put a long ball over the top yet? Because I haven't. And that's Tony Cruz's bread and butter. We didn't have Tony Cruz for defense, guys. Tony Cruz had over 90% career accuracy on long ball breakout passes. That's Tony Cruz is back there playing quarterback. I like what Camavinga can do passing from the midfield. Bellingham does not get enough credit, and neither does Rodrigo, for how they play defensively, how their work rate off the ball. And Bellingham is a midfielder, despite everybody want to say, well, he's just a striker for you guys. No, the fuck he isn't. He's been playing midfield the entire time for us. Sorry if this was your first time watching a pivot be played with his position, but that's what he was supposed to do. Now he's playing more midfield. But yeah, I really like this team. I think we win. I'm going to play them on the -115 because I have to do it. Otherwise, I have the to advance ticket, but like if I don't support my club, then like what am I doing? It's also Madrid in Champions League. Like if you put -115 on them at the Bernabeu, that's just disrespectful to me. So yeah, and Madrid's also never dead. Like as they proved last game, and they proved time and time again in Europe. If you think that you've beaten Madrid and that clock and that ref hasn't blown the whistle and that clock hasn't hit 0, you just got way too cocky and you're going to get humbled real quick.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this. Are we talking about props yet?
Yeah. Talk about props.
In that first match, Marmoush wasn't on the starting 11. Grealish is now hurt. Doku may be out. He's questionable. I think City's only choice is to put pressure on that back line with pace, with guys who can make those forward runs. Doku, Marmoush. I like Marmoush over 2.5 shots. It's like plus 126. I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he has to. I don't love it if Haaland plays. Haaland had a knee injury last match, didn't get any x-rays, so I don't think he's hurt. So I think if Haaland's lungs, he's walking, he's playing, but just be on the lookout for that. Is if he's not in, if Haaland's not in, I'm smashing Marmoush props. This game was weird from a prop perspective too. It really just depends on how City lines up. That will dictate every player prop that I think.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. One thing I was really surprised is Pep didn't start Kovacic. And
yes, I was really surprised.
He's back home at the Bernabeu. I think that's a guy you got to have in your starting 11 because he's also the only guy who, with consistency, ignores Pep's bullshit on the sideline about, oh, we have to play fucking tactically perfect football and move the ball here and this, and we got to dominate possession. Kovacic is the only guy on that team. They'll just go, no, fuck you. I can beat the man in front of me. So I'm going to dribble him. I'm going to take it 20 yards and I'm going to put a piss missile in the top corner. Because he can do that. And he gets away with it because he's got the trophies to back it up. I also love Gvardiol to take a shot, especially from outside the box. He's got a nice little corner here in like the top left corner where he hangs out, and he loves letting it fly from there. I know he got an assist last game. Aki's another guy, especially with Akanji out, who I think will shoot for City from this back line. I really like Savio. I thought he was fantastic for Girona. I'm actually surprised at how much tick he's gotten for Man City. I thought City just bought him so Girona couldn't have him, and he was going to be a deep bench stash. And it's worked out great for him. And I will admit I was wrong there because I thought he was absolutely nasty at Girona. I love him for Brazil. He's such a good quality winger who can distribute as well as get you shots on target and goals when you need them. But yeah, this is going to be really lineup heavy for me too. Cause like, I don't know, do you run KDB back out there? Like this whole team looks kind of washed, and I don't want to hear the injury and the tired legs excuse because Madrid might play 80 games.
You have to have KDB out there. I think because what do you do? Like, you're not putting Gundogan out there, not Gundogan and Kovacic. Like
right.
I think that's the problem. Is like they have to have KDB out there. Like they have no other choice.
This team needs to get lineup. Like, that's the other thing. Like, is Foden good? Or does he suck? Like, I don't know. He goes so hot and cold for me. Like, do you put Foden in here? I don't know. Those are concerns that I'm glad I don't have, and I'm glad that I'm not a Barcelona/City fan because that's who's going to be cheering against us. But I'm very comfortable with my 11 and what I think is going to happen for Madrid. I would be again, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I think that playing the double chance for City is a smart play because a draw gets Madrid through, and your later game scenario I think has a lot of merit to it. But I don't know, man. If you're a City backer or a Barcelona fan who's just out here hating on Madrid, I think it's really hard to get behind the City team coming to the Bernabeu.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can, I'm the kind of better who's like, I don't really get too upset with losses when I know that I'm getting good value and good situational spots. Like Arsenal versus Man City earlier, like a couple weeks ago. That was a great spot to take City double chance.
Yep.
And what happened to them deserved it to happen. They deserved to get destroyed like that. You turn the ball over on the wrong side of the pitch too many times, they're going to capitalize. And the same thing's going to happen with Madrid. If you get stretched and players are out of position, you turn the ball over, Madrid are going to get in behind and they're going to score.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the key, right? Is we both do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
We're in it for the long game. We're looking at 365 days a year, not just to be up at the end of every single day. That's obviously the goal. We obviously don't bet with the intention of losing, but taking value where you find it is perfectly reasonable. Like I said, I definitely don't hate the City team total. I think Brad is very on with his City double chance bet. Just as a fan, it's clear how biased I am, guys. I'm wearing a Ben shirt. I got a Madrid flag behind me. Like, I have a rooting interest in this game, and I'm going to talk highly about my club and my team.
Yeah.
Dude, I could not believe you were giving me like plus 700 on Madrid to win the Champions League coming into this fixture. I couldn't believe we were even money to advance. Like,
hell yeah.
I thought that was a very good price, and I'm very happy to have that ticket. But anyway, Brad, thank you so much. I will not eat up any more of your time
Thanks for
talking about Madrid because I know we'll be texting and calling each other. This one does depend a lot on lineups for both of us. The values there and the sides and the totals that we talked about. The Madrid props I'm looking at, Vinny to score assist in Champions League knockout rounds is almost automatic. I think he's done it in every game except for one versus Chelsea in the last 3 years. So Vinny to score assist is a must play for me. Mbappe, you can get him at even money to score a goal. I think that's really tough to turn down. Rodrigo's been on a heater. Bellingham to score assist against an English club. The narrative writes itself there. Plus, what just happened with him with the referee over the weekend, getting sent off for a red card dissent, which I don't know if has happened before in soccer. That's really, really out of pocket by the referee. So we'll see what's going on there. But there's plenty of value on the Madrid side. There's plenty of value on the City side. City is going to be heavily dependent on lineups. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate Brad for joining me. Be sure to check out all the links down below for Brad's social media, my social media, Discords, sign up promo codes for BetUS, and please, please, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/@BurOak772. And that's it for us. We look forward to seeing you at the window. Until next time, Oaks out. Doses. We outside.